Where there's open source software we've all heard of, so you've seen all these things like Linux and Mozilla and all these that's kind of all these geeks doing things for free, and we can talk about that later. But it's moved into, this is open source movies. This is huge. This is like an undercurrent thing happening in the movie industry. Like, oh my god, there's a great website called goodcopybadcopy.net, and it tells you what's happening today in the movie industry and where the business models are and where the money is. Largest movie industry in the world, Nigeria, followed by Bollywood, followed by Hollywood, and where the money's been made, and it's amazing. People doing these interesting mashups, right? This was one of the biggest Star Wars movies ever. It's not a fan movie. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour movie. It's yeah, no, not that one. That was another one. This is a full. It's called PanicStruck.com. It's a full 2-hour movie. Lucas saw it and was asked, "What do you think?" And speechless, gobsmacked. It's just stunning. It wasn't done in a garage with kids. This is serious high-end stuff. Big Buck Bunny is like Shrek. These are high-end productions, totally free to download. The mashups, there was a band, the Beatles had the white album, and Jay-Z had the black album. There's a guy called Danger Mouse, a DJ, took the two together and mashed them. Kind of interesting music if you like the Beatles. And you like Jay-Z, the black album, it's called the Grey Album, biggest downloaded album of 2008. And he got sued. Shirtless, and they won. It was blatant, flagrant plagiarism. The lawyer said, "You stole. You didn't create this. That was Lennon McCartney. You didn't create that. Was Jay-Z. You just ripped people off and you mashed up. And he didn't charge for it, but they sued him and won. They won about, I think it was $12 million. And they're going down the steps of the court and they're going, "Have you seen the sales of the Beatles White Album?" And Jay-Z, this guy's made us over $80 million. He's made us. Maybe there's another model. Maybe, I'm not suggesting you plagiarise it, but you learned when you were a kid by copying, standing the shoulders of giants. Original thought's nice, but you can use things that are there. Open source cars are actually happening. See, some big companies buying this. This is in the world of tourism, couch surfing, open source accommodation, open source food. This is an interesting one. It's kind of fun and geeky. There's an advert at the bottom, CPA, cost per action. So they're hoping you click on something and buy something. The company gets a kickback. Remember I talked about CPA. And this is kind of Alzheimer's at work. If test your brain, it's vocabulary, little quiz things. And every time you get something right, the donatable, is it 10 grains of rice? Yeah, 10 grams or grains of rice, and you see the rice building up in you. It's kind of addictive. And they actually are donating rice to starving people. You actually are testing your vocabulary. There's a maths one, so it's kind of fun. And they're hoping you buy something as the business model. Open source government, interesting. So even government's going open source. Our government, that's your freedom, or saying, hey, what law? Remember what laws do you want to repeal? Kind of odd. That's happening. Copyright versus copyleft. Copyright is I own this. Copyleft is Creative Commons. It's in the public domain. It's open source. It's free. There's various levels of it. You can say, you know what, I took that picture, it's really nice. You can have it, but give me some attribution, say I took it. I just want the ego and the honour. I don't want any money.